in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, welcome to the podcast, folks. Welcome to the program. It is October the 10th. Good to have you company this morning. You're with the this evening. You're with the Editor-in-Chief live with Estes Oil, your multi-ingredient omega-3 healthy aging supplement backed by thousands of satisfied customers. 6 supplements in 1 capsule, supports joint, heart and brain health. Take as directed. Read the label. About Health Auckland.
Duncan Garner, live.
Evening, everybody. Nice to have you along. I'm Duncan Garner, and welcome. Get in touch with me. Send your thoughts. G'day to TikTok as well. You're all there. The Kiwibank Community Leader of the Year, the brown butterbean, Dave Letele, is one hell of a human being. He's a human machine, doing what 3 government departments can only dream of achieving effectively. For so long, he has lifted others up and fed his community, set up gyms, a food bank, and he feeds more than 1,000 families every week. He's a mountain of a man, thanks to the generosity, of course, of the grants and the corporates and the countless numbers of giving Kiwis who really want to help. But the recession has bitten Dave as well. He has no option but to wind up the food bank. He's devastated, but when the funds dry up, you can't keep up. You can't keep magicking this stuff up, you see. So Dave will join me very shortly, and it's a Pasifika week. It's a South Auckland special tonight. Our comedian Bubba is in the studio again. We tried it last night, but it glitched, so we'll give her another go, and we'll kick things off with Bubba tonight. She's on Celebrity Treasure Island with me. She's fun. She's underrated. She's underestimated, and she's funny, and she's a laugh a minute. And I spoke to her. Dave Letele will join us shortly. We'll just go to Bubba first, though. I spoke to her earlier about being on Celebrity Treasure Island and being Bubba. Here she is. Hey, Bubba.
Hi, darling.
We've come off. I know. Don't tell anyone about us. So we met. We knew when you came to the island, when we saw each other for the first time. We're like,
Yep.
hey.
I immediately saw you,
Thank you for your service.
and I was like, hi, Duncan. I remember.
I know. I was like, hey. Bubba,
Yeah.
Who else do I know there? Bubba, Suzanne, Paul, Cully.
Yep.
You had quite a fun team, eh?
Yeah. Who did I know?
What did you
I
think
only
of us
knew
initially?
Susie P
Our
and
team.
JP.
Our team. A bit serious.
What?
What did you think of our team? You guys.
Yeah, weapons.
Yeah.
I looked over and saw weapons.
And me.
Yeah.
But
And
we are
one
now.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Chocolatey
Yeah.
ice cream.
You stepped under my bed.
You slept over me.
On top of your bed.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
slept on the floor.
Yeah,
What were you doing
that's
sleeping on
right.
the floor?
Well, I just wanted my back to be okay.
Oh, true. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Hey, so are you pleased you said yes to go on to Celebrity Treasure Island?
Yes, I am.
It's so
I'm so
cool, eh?
pleased I said yes.
Why do you think so? Why do you...
You know, they asked me before,
And you said...
and I said no.
Why did you change your mind?
Because I don't know, this time I was like, okay, I can't keep running from it. I got to do it.
I know. Do you know I ignored the email for 3 days? And I came back and looked at it. I said,
Because it's so intimidating, especially if you're not like an athlete.
But it's not about that, eh?
I know it's really hard though to.
But look at last night. Waitangi's gone.
I know.
And here we are in the top 6 tonight. We're in the top 6. Can you believe it? And you said last night on the program, you said, the also-rans are now in charge, or something like that. You know that.
What did I say?
The also-rans are in charge, or the has-beens are the only ones left. Or,
Stop spreading rumours. Are you trying to pay me back?
No. You were not loyal to me. I'll get to that in a minute. But no, you said, so all the average dudes are left. You know, like something like that. That's fine.
The average dudes
the
left.
non-athletes are left.
I might have said the big dogs have left.
Yeah, big dogs have left, and now we
Yeah.
got the small dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, woof, woof.
Oh, wow.
So that's
You do that high pitched?
No. So you're such a character. You're so lovely on the
You
program.
too.
You're amazing. You got so much energy, and you're funny without even
And you
realizing
too.
it. Do you try and be funny, or you just?
No, dude. I think everyone thinks it's funny because I'm lost.
Well, we put you up at the very, very first challenge.
I know.
And you beat our
Can
man.
I know about that? What was the decision behind that?
They just said, so we made a decision that we'll put up our real speedy, athletic, fit
Yeah.
guy. Maybe we'll put up, Bubba. We'll still be a bumbling, sort of, well, you weren't, eh? You were calm. See, not every game is the same. Some game is physical, some game is balance, some game is composure. It's all different.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
I know straight away that they thought that I was crap.
Because they looked at it from an athletic point of view. They're looking at it from who's the athletes.
Well, also I came and I was laughing the whole time for the whole first day. I was on
You were winning.
school camp.
So what did you get out of it? Do you reckon, as a person? You got new friendships because we had dinner the other night with Milsey. Yep. Friendships. Did you know anyone going into that?
No, just you and who else? You, Gabby, JP.
Gabby's cool. Gabby's great.
Was it, yeah.
JP's awesome guy. He's been in here. JP's been in here.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had lots of people come up to you and go, oh my God, you're on it?
No.
Oh, I've had
Not
heaps of
yet.
people. I've had heaps of people like, hey, you're still in it, they said. Like, surprise, we thought you'd be out the
Hey,
back.
you know, people said that, like, you're a controversial man. Like, a lot of people didn't like you, right?
True. What?
Yeah.
What do you mean a lot of people don't like me?
Well, I don't know.
No,
I think you know this. You know.
Yeah, no, I know because I've been at the forefront of upsetting people in journalism and stuff, right? And
Yes,
telling the
yes.
truth. Yeah.
Well, this is what I hear.
Yeah.
I hear that not a lot of people liked you. However, after Treasure Island, they love you.
It's been a.
So it was really good that you said yes, because we've just seen the man behind all of that.
Who doesn't like me?
A lot of people, I think.
They don't.
From
know
what
me.
I hear.
They don't know me though.
Yeah. From what I hear, not like people that you would know, at like actual citizens.
Oh, they just a little bit wary of me or something.
Like, yeah, civilians.
They don't see, but this is the other thing that I learned on Treasure Island. One, no phone is great. You know, we can have proper conversations and relationships, which is really important.
But also you can just like
be yourself.
be yourself.
And no.
Yeah.
And I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, oh, sorry, I'll talk to you in a minute.
And you have TV, but you also don't notice the cameras following
I know,
you. After a while.
I know. Did they show me and you in the bath?
No.
Do you think there'll be some bloopers?
I hope so.
Yeah, because I like
I
that.
don't think they'd show us in the bath because we got pretty raunchy.
Well, you wouldn't. You were sitting on me and you wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave.
Well, you were holding me and I had to hide the big thing
The hands?
underneath.
Oh, yeah. The blow-up doll. No, but this is the thing. You and Kelly were tight. You had a real affection for Kelly, eh?
You almost threw me under the bus with that too.
You said I wasn't
No. So you said,
like an old
I remember
pet.
when we were sitting in Weta and I was like, I don't know what Cully's going to do. And you chimed up and you were like, who's not putting you up? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what his plan is. And you're like, he's not going to put you up.
He's not.
In front of everyone. And I was like, I don't know, Duncan. I was trying to pretend I didn't know him.
Oh, true. But you went up to him and said, I don't think Duncan's got your back. Based on what? You made
Based
it look
on-
for like a
okay,
few
look.
minutes that I was disloyal.
Look at me.
I am looking at you.
I didn't say it in a bad way. I was saying it in a way where you would be able to play your game, but I would also get to protect Cully. Because I heard you and why, and I heard the word plan, but I was walking past
I wasn't a part of the
and
plan.
I did hear something.
Nah.
No, it was like plan, and I was like,
Kelly's my hero. I'm not going to get rid of him.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know what your game plan was.
Well, I didn't really have one, you see.
I just assumed.
Well, I'm in alliance with sort of nobody. I'm in everyone's alliance because I've been on both sides.
Yeah.
So I've been in both teams.
Same.
So
We're the same, eh?
being in both teams is crucial. You know why?
Yeah. Because then you're like well protected.
Correct.
Yeah.
You've formed unofficial alliances.
Look at us.
I thought I was going to get put up. Janae was going to put me up.
I thought you were going to get put up too.
And Millsy chose her.
Yeah.
And rather than me. And she was not happy.
Yeah.
What a game, eh? I never knew such a game could be such a mind
I
fuck,
know.
eh?
Like it's just the
It is
game,
a
but then we're
mind
also
fuck.
playing for charity. So
Did
that's
you
the
get some
other.
money
That's
for
the way
yours?
to. Did I win any money for my charity?
Did you not?
No. Can I raise awareness for my charity?
Go now.
Pillars, please donate to
yes.
Pillars. They do amazing work with prisoners and their children.
I've
and
got
keeping families together
$5,000
in
so
workshops.
far. You do. They need money too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they do really good
Well, it's
work.
nice to see you. We had a nice dinner the other night.
We did.
Hey, had you work?
Yeah. But I had to walk. You had to like
You had
watch
to
me
work
walk.
though. I was watching you all night.
Hey, what's your biggest takeaway from CTI?
New friendships.
Hey.
And genuine, because you know when you live with someone for a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever, however long you're there, you get tight because you share shit. You share experiences that no one else
Especially
has got.
at night time, you become like really
I
honest.
know, and you really do. Eh?
Yeah.
Tell people stuff.
Yeah.
And I trust you all. I trust you.
I actually trust everyone too.
I trust you. We've got something that no one else has got. And we'll always have that. Like I may not see someone in that team for 20 years, and I run into them in the airport saying 20 years. They'll be like, "Hey,
remember that
remember
thing we
me?"
did? And also, like, I feel like we know each other quite well.
Well, when you live with someone for a period of time, and like we're now in the top 6. I've seen you for 3 weeks. You know,
Yeah, hard out.
we've shrunk. You know,
We shrunk together.
I know. Well, look, everyone did. They have a look at it.
That's what people are telling me. They're like, "Man, you look skinny up now." Like,
Oh, yeah, again.
yeah, I'd go again.
Thank you for your service.
Oh yeah, I'd go again.
Remember me, the news guy?
Thank you for your service.
Hey, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to say?
No, just shout out to all the brown people.
Yeah.
Look at all of us, hey.
I had a wonderful experience. I learned a lot about myself. It's quite a mental toughness game. It's about being mentally strong. The resilience of your brain. Like, can I get up again and do this again tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I want to do it again. I really want to do it
In
again.
winter.
I want to replay.
In winter.
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Because now I know more. Now I could be more
Now
cunning.
I know how to play, and I think I would just like risk a lot more.
Hey, did you eat that fish yet? I got the fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ate the eel. Do
Yeah,
you
the
remember?
eel.
You
Yeah,
skinned
yeah,
the
yeah,
eel and
yeah,
I ate it raw.
And I.
It was yummy.
And I caught the fish on a Sunday. Yeah. Sunday because I said this is good.
You caught the fish, and then at night you had the eel.
Yeah, I feel like a
And that was off
provider.
camera. That eel was good, eh?
Yeah, oily, eh? But I used it for bait for the snapper.
Oh, I ate half of it.
It's bad news.
Can I say who we just saw outside?
Who did we see outside?
David Seymour.
Oh, yeah, we saw David Seymour. Yeah. Did you say hi?
I was like, "Sup, G?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hello."
Hey, how's the principles of the treaty? He got into a big
'Cause I
conversation. He got
forgot his name.
into a deep conversation with me down there.
I know. But I was like, "Sup, G?" And he was looking at me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Sup, G?"
I know.
And then he finally went,
Nah, he's
"Hello."
He's going to be Deputy Prime Minister in a few months.
What?
That's going to be his role.
Oh my God, I should have got his number.
Yeah. Oh,
I could have been a sugar baby.
there's a website in town.
David
There's
Seymour.
websites about sugar babies. I know about this now. I know about sugar babies. I know about this.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
Yeah, totally. I know about
Would you take me on as a sugar baby?
it.
Yes, you would.
I think I already have. That's cut. We're out of here.
Duncan Garner, live.
Yes, that was Bubba a bit earlier. Would I take you on as a sugar baby? Come on. Right, Dave Letele is a one-man social justice, welfare and wellness agency. This guy is a man who can't say no. He's a man who's built his own movement from the ground up. People rely on him, and you need to know how tireless the superhuman is. From the depths of despair of losing everything, he's turned his life around to be one of the country's most recognisable and generous leaders, a man who puts others first, to his detriment at times, I keep telling him this, and a man who's been so successful. He's had gyms, a food bank, TV shows, radio shows, self-help programs, you name it. If you can help, you should, is his motto, and he does not turn anyone away. Except now, he's facing closing the doors on something he built, his really, really important and oversubscribed food bank, which has proved a lifeline to families since COVID. Now the pressure's got so much, the donations have dried up a bit, and at this time of recession, and it's hurting. Dave's not immune to this at all. Dave, g'day, mate. Thanks for making time for us. I know you just stepped off a plane from Wellington doing other social work for people. Appreciate it. Welcome to the program, mate.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
So everyone sort of woke up this morning and saw the news that you have to close the food bank. What's behind it?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, I did this publicly. I could have just shut this, bro, and not told anyone. The reason I've done it publicly is just so that really standing with all the other groups, like even the city missions, the Auckland City Mission struggling. I spoke to Helen earlier. And it's just to let everyone know how hard it is for so many of our community groups out there on the front line doing this work. I mean, I just can't keep filling this shortfall, and it's just going to sleep thinking about how we're going to do it. Waking up thinking about how we're going to do it. Texting, our other trustees, what's our balance like at the moment? And it's just so hard for everyone that it's just the donations are drying up. Corporate support's really tough because they're doing it tough as well. And, there's just a lack of support from the government. And it's just a combination of all these things. And I saw Luxon was on the news earlier talking about, we've given them 180,000 or whatever it was. Well, what they're failing to realise is that, no, we got 87,500, which is this year. And the next year in March, we invoice for another. But that's if you make it.
Yeah.
So the fact is, we've got an 87,500 for our food share service this year. And while we're grateful for it, it's nowhere near enough. So, that's a tough one.
You almost need, and I'll put my hand up here as a conflict of interest that I've been involved with you for a number of years behind the scenes on this. So I'll just put my hand up there and say that I know what you do because I'm involved. Sort of arm's length, but I'm on the paperwork as well, so I know what goes on. And Dave, I think what we need is multi-year funding. You can't keep going to bed every night wondering, are you going to make the next month? Are you going to make the next month? It's just not. It's not viable. It's not sustainable. You'll have a heart attack, and you won't be around to help anyone then, and that's no good for anyone. So there needs to be a movement that way.
Yeah, well,
I'll get you to answer that question in a second. Has there been much reaction today from the corporates and from the funders?
Look, we're very blessed with corporate support. I mean, and as you know, if it's hard for us, imagine what it's like for the smaller groups. And a lot of these smaller groups we support, and we've seen a lot of these groups just have to close up shop altogether, not just one part of what they're doing, like everything. So we get support from foodstuffs, from Terra, from Sanitarium, Z Energy. They support out by helping us in the gym side of the health side of what we're doing. But it's just too big a gap, brother. It's and it's yeah.
How much do you reckon we need? How much do you reckon we need, and what's the shortfall, do you reckon?
Well, if we're operating at the moment where we're at now, it's between 500,000 and $1 million a year. $1 million a year, that's at full tilt. That's going for it, and that's what I've been having to raise each year. Like, no wonder my hair's thinning. It's hard, man. Like, and especially now with the cost of living crisis and everything going on in the world, it's just so much harder to raise that money, And even if you look at the example of today, like, when something like this happened, when our food bank got robbed, right? That was a couple of years ago. The donations just were, it was enough to help us do our Christmas event. But this year, with this, we've been all over the news and our donations. And again, we're very grateful to everyone. But this is how hard it is. It's like I think we've gotten $2,000 or something like that. $2,000 or $3,000 through in donations. So that's how hard it is at the moment. And I don't blame anyone. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens in a recession, and it always ends up hurting those at the bottom because this flows through, it trickles through, and then the people at the corporates. They've been so generous to us. I know that everyone's been generous to us, and we've got a lot of money through government at times as well during COVID. But the runway is long for us because we have 1,000. Is it about 1,000 families a week we're feeding?
Yeah, so that was at our peak. We're doing anywhere between 700 to 1,000 families. And at the start, we had no government money. There was nothing.
Yeah.
We never wait for the system. We just hope they catch up. And, they helped for a bit. But, it was never multi-year. It was never sustainable. So, thankfully, our model, we got everything else we're doing. And this is one part that we've had to close. But I spoke to City Mission today, bro. They've got enough money from the government to last full Christmas. After that, they don't know what's going on. Yeah. So that's how tough. It's not just me.
Yeah. So we need better models. And if Christopher Luxon or his people are listening to this or this message gets to them, the truth is we're not sorted. I know you might be, sir, Mr. Luxon, sorted, in your words, but we're not, and these people aren't. And it's a bit like saying, I'll look after this kid for the next 3 days, and then dump them after the next 3 days, and then dump them. You can't keep stopping funding. You've got to have a runway, mate.
It was about a month ago I got a message from a lady who was watching a young mother outside her house in Papakura with her 2 young children being searched by the police. Out of the kid's school bag, they pulled bread, butter, and sausages. That's where things are. Kids are stealing food just to survive, and we wonder why there's an increase in crime. I'm telling you that if groups like us can no longer continue and just stop, New Zealand is fucked. Seriously.
Yep.
All you've got to do is just common sense. Come down to the community, not to these large organizations. Come down to the flax roots, the grassroots of the community. See what's working with no money. They're having an impact with no money. Support them and watch the impact and watch the outcomes that they keep talking about. They keep talking about pre-election. Oh, we're going to take the money out of the bureaucracy of Wellington and put it into the community while we're all still waiting. It's never arrived.
Yeah, I know, and it's got tighter. It's got tighter since this government's got into office. We've seen that massive cuts across the board, and the impact of that means that kids will just go down and pinch stuff, or their parents or whatever. They need to eat. At the end of the day, at the very minimum, you've got to have something in your stomach, Dave. And I reckon that I'm feeling that I'm seeing that you're exhausted and you're starting to get angry. And I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you, but you're frustrated. You want help, don't you?
Yeah, but at the moment, I just feel I feel worthless. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just got to keep going. Yeah, I don't know, Duncan. So it's tough.
What is it? If you're talking to the corporates right now, talking to the government, they're in the room and they're listening to you. What would you say? What is a bare minimum to keep us going? I know what that lifeline's like at that food bank. It is just so crucial. And to cut the food bank, to cut the lifeline to families. How will they survive? They've become used to this. They don't want to be there, but they have to be there. They are there. This is just this is their moment in time that they have to be there. So how can we keep going? What is it we need, Dave?
Well, again, we need anywhere between, half a mil to $1 million a year. And the thing is, Duncan, it's not what we do is proven. It's researched.
Yeah.
It's evaluated. They talk about social impact, right? Well, Impact Lab done our impact report on us and showed a $13 return for every $1 invested. I keep showing this to every bureaucrat who comes our way. And still, it's so hard for us to get support, It's so simple. It's not just about us supporting with food. It's about the support we give with work. It's about the support we give with the whānau, with housing. Last week we helped a lady who we helped get a job, comes to get a food parcel. It works. It turns out as we're packing the food, we realise she's living in her car. What chance does she have to get that job and to become better, to work her way out of poverty, if she doesn't even have the basics of a house or somewhere to stay?
Yeah.
We help that lady through our contacts through LinkedIn get into a place today, so that she has a better chance of success.
Yeah,
it's not just about food with us. We're a complete wraparound.
No, I've seen it. I know exactly. I know we've got gyms, food banks, wellness programs, all sorts of things. We take people from the justice system and look after them as well. I've seen it all, Dave. What we're saying here is, and the Impact Lab. I've read the Impact Lab report, Dave. $13 to one. That's from Bill English. This is the former National Party Prime Minister. Bill English is the Impact Lab, and this is his work. This is what his model is. You would have thought, come on. I mean, I'm now pleading as well because you don't get a report any better than that. What that's saying is that for a dollar you invest into the brown butter bean, there's $13 return. It means that someone's not committing crime, someone's not down the pack and save pinching something, and someone's not ramroding in a dairy. It's as simple as that. It means they're off the street, they're fed, and they're educated.
It's common sense, bro. It seems to be the least sense used sometimes.
Yeah, and you saw Mike King battle with the last government for money, and then he ended up getting $24 million from Christopher Luxon and from the national government because it was an election campaign, and it was populism. But and Mike's our mate, and I support him. I
spoke to Mike today. And he's under just as much pressure as we are.
Yep, I know.
Don't. We can't believe everything that we're reading about this that the government's putting out. They are under pressure just as much as we are.
He used to raise $400,000 a month.
Yeah, it's that's why I feel sorry for him, because he's copping it. They're struggling to get any donations now because everyone thinks they're sorted, that he's got $24 million in his bank. The fact is he doesn't have $24 million in his bank.
Yes.
So, people just need to go easy on this because
I know.
They're just the close.
Yep. No, I spoke to Mike about this the other day too, and it's not as guaranteed as that looks, and it's over a period of years, and he still has to raise money. It's not 100% funding. So I agree. And the other thing about what you do, Dave, we've been around 10 years. People need to know this.
Yeah.
I remember when you set up and you didn't even have such thing as an accountant. We had we were doing all our stuff out in the pitching some sort of side of a field in Mangere or wherever it might be, Papatoetoe, and you started and you were living in a lean-to at the back of a section of Manarewa, if you don't mind me saying, and doing it for free and helping other people, and people just joined and you created the movement,
Well, that's why things like ours work, because we understand what it's like. We get it. People trust it. They've seen it. Like when we met. Literally, I was staying only a few years ago, staying with me, my wife, and my 3 children in a sleep out with no kitchen. That was us. Our model. Thankfully, things have gone all right with me in terms of my speeches and all those things that I'm able to live. But sooner or later, everyone's going to have heard me talk. So, so
you need a bigger country
up as well. So, so it's a constant battle, bro. Like, I'm thinking, we've got the charity work. That's separate from me, which it should be. Totally separate. I don't get away from it at all. Not 1 cent comes to me. Yeah. And then I've got my commercial side, the side where I do my speeches, the side where I do my endorsements. But what if that all dries up?
Yeah.
And that at the moment, this reminds me of the old days when we started, where it was me propping everything up personally. That's what it's going back to, and I just can't do it. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, I know, and you've got all these commitments as well, because we've got staff. Have you let staff go?
No, I won't do it, but we'll absorb them into the other stuff we do.
Yeah,
with the health programs, we just opened the recruitment company, so some will go there. and also a little coffee shop out in Newland, coffee and supplement shop. So it's trying to set these commercial things up to go back into the social side, but it just hasn't gone as good as it and as fast as it could have. So, it's just, that's the crazy thing, Duncan. What we do aligns more with National than anyone else.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
National's
about evolution, which means you allow this to go out into the devolution, and out into the community. So you devolve the government services into the private services, and the private services are people and trusts like ours, yours, and they go out there into the community, and it means the government's at arm's length. They just put the money in there and they get the results, and they can come and check this thing any day of the night or week, and come and do the audits, because I tell you what, you're getting bang for buck. Bill English said so, and he's a National Party guy.
Yeah, we get, and when we set the trust up, we made sure I wasn't even a part of it, because I understood if we did get big, people are going to look harder. It's audited every single year. We do everything we're supposed to, and it's still, it's so hard for us. But the thing I keep pushing on is it's not just hard for us; it's hard for every community group on the ground, everyone. Even the big players like us. People look at us and go, man, these guys must be sorted.
No.
That's the downside of having a big brand, right? Oh, they must be sorted. They're massively funded, and we're just not.
Yeah, and remember, and I know this, Dave, and I know how you earn your money. You earn it by having to go out there, stand in front of people, and talk about your life, and you give speeches. And I've done it with you on one occasion. We went one Friday night. We did this for nothing. We turned up in an office of accountants who were boozed, and here we are, not drinking, because it's not, we're driving, not our thing. And Friday night, remember that, mate? Late into the evening, we're standing in front of an audience, they're throwing peanuts at us, like we were some kind of zoo animals. But
they're with our cap in hand, begging for money,
We haven't seen a cent from them, but I admire you, mate. You're a friend, of course, and I've seen what you've done. The families who rely on the food bank, they'll be crapping themselves at the moment, because they'll be thinking this is it.
Yeah, look, I'm trying not to think about it, bro, because it's thinking about that is it's just soul destroying, to be honest.
Well, let's hope this message gets through. It's a very powerful interview, Dave, and a powerful performance. And it's just so spine-tingling that how far you've gone, how far you've got, and what you've achieved, and to think that we're now struggling to, keep it open and keep it going, when there's plenty. The public money, there's money everywhere, Dave. It's just a matter of priority where the government wants to put it. The government can every day decide where to put stuff. Every day they decide to do this.
Hey, bro. If you can help, you should. If you can help, you should. That's the way we live our lives, and this government just doesn't want to help us. It's plain and simple. That's what it is.
Yeah. And Luxon was wrong today on the $150,000 account, because that's over 2 years.
Yeah, it's over 2 years. That's a disgrace. And I texted him. I texted him with the screenshot of the contract. $87,500 a year for 2 years. The next one's in March 2025. You don't get nothing more this year.
Yeah.
So if you make it to March, you'll get some more crumbs.
Has he got back to you?
No. And it wasn't a harsh message. I texted him. I said, look, I look forward to catching up, because we have been meaning to catch up.
Yeah.
So look forward to catching up so we can go over all this,
Well, I think you need to. And I think the PM
very easy, brother.
Well.
Very easy to catch up with these guys. Very easy to catch up with these guys pre-election. Very easy.
Yeah.
Very hard now.
Yeah. Well, he's got 7 social media people, so you get through those 7
But I'll
barriers.
remember, brother. The thing is, Duncan, I will remember this. That's the thing, because in a couple of years' time, they're all going to be back.
Yeah.
We've got a movement. We've got a ministry that's with thousands and thousands of people, and it's spreading every day. So we'll just remember.
Yeah. Dave, I'll let you go, mate. You probably need to get home. We'll catch up, okay? We'll catch up. We'll see.
Next week, let's do a coffee, man. Make sure.
And I'll keep pushing this. We'll keep pushing this, Dave. Appreciate it, mate. Jumping in the car. Get home.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, thank you,
Take
mate.
care.
Kia ora. Really strong. Wow. I mean, Isaac, you've I don't know if you've heard Dave speak before, and the position we're in, but it's Isaac's on the controls here. Isaac runs the show. What do you reckon, mate? I mean, you're hearing that. It's a desperate plea. And it's a real concern. This is gritty poverty. It's really gritty. It's hard to move out of.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of community development. I think it's a very, very important thing. Everywhere in the world, and in New Zealand especially, there's lots of places where it can be very, very, very beneficial. Yeah. And to hear that it's just being underfunded and underdeveloped is very disappointing.
What I'm seeing tonight with Dave, and I wear my heart on my sleeve with this guy, I love this guy, is desperation. And it's a plea. He doesn't often swear, and the swearing tonight was because he's frustrated and he's not sleeping at night. because he doesn't know when he gets up in the morning if he can provide for these people.
Yeah.
Because imagine running a business where you get funding every month.
Yeah.
Imagine running a social
fantastic.
agency. I mean, government departments don't work like this. I mean, this is effectively a quasi-government department doing the work of 3 government departments. Anyway, before I get too angry, I better move on. Thank you on TikTok for the messages coming through as well.
Duncan Garner, live.
Okay, let's do 3 questions.
3 questions from the
And
editor-in-chief.
this isn't news that Dave wants to hear either. But at number 1,
1.
how much money does the government have? A lot less than it thought just a few months ago. The government opened the books today to see what was available, and due to this recession, they are now $1.8 billion worse off than they thought. That is $1.8 billion they thought they had to spend. They now don't. To give you some perspective, folks, that would buy you or build you 4,000 state houses on today's market. So that's been wiped from the books today.
2.
At number 2, so the interest rate cuts don't mean boom times. Not quite, although we did talk about that yesterday. Not quite, so hang in there. There is still the tail of this recession to go, so maybe 6 to 9 months, the experts say. God, it's just never ending, is it?
3.
And at 3, lower interest rates. Does that mean lower rentals? No. A Hawke's Bay housing investor with 45 homes has welcomed the lower rates, but says he won't be lowering the rents. Not yet. Not now. There's too much going on, he says. Too much cost everywhere. So, yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Duncan Garner, live.
Wouldn't you want to have 45 homes? Yeah, $10 off each or something. Oh, no, I can't do that. I really can't do that. No. I can't possibly help you there. I'm sorry. Really sorry. I'm struggling. Right. There's a slammer, right? The good news around interest rates lasted about a day, didn't it? Because when the government opened the books today, all it saw was way more red ink than it expected. High costs, especially in health. Okay, so lots of unexpected costs in health and flat growth. That means we're 1.8 billion worse off than they thought. It's a huge chunk of money that would buy some pretty big programs that the government would love to roll out, but they are simply restrained and can't do much, as we're finding in the brown butter bean. Right, 1.8 billion is the equivalent of 4,000 state houses. It's almost all of the working for families budget, all of it. It's not insignificant, and it means the government has fewer options in its next budget. It means it can't spend on things it would like to. Now, Nicola Willis is the finance minister. She says the number is sobering. Of course she does. And she says this is now going to mean more restraint into the future. Just what we need. More restraint into the future. Great. So the Treasury blamed the high costs on both this and the past Labor government. It said decisions announced by former Finance Minister Grant Robertson in 2023 were expected to add, wait for this, TikTok, you'll love this, $5.6 billion of expenses in 23-24. Did you get that? Yeah, okay. That's spending on teachers and nurses, that settlement. Treasury also highlighted, National's not immune. Treasury highlighted the $500 million cost associated with Nicola Willis cancelling the Inter-Islander, the ferry project. $500 million on cancelling a project. I make 50,000 of that and sponsor this podcast. $500 million to cancel a project. Not looking so good now, Nicola. Get into here on TikTok. Come on. All this confirms what David Seymour told us a few weeks ago. More public service job cuts are to come. It's what he told us here on the podcast. And the government needs to save billions of bucks before the next budget. This is just depressing. Right, folks, we better move on.
Duncan Garner, live.
Let's go. Get out of here. That's us. Thank you for tuning in to... Hello.
Before you do that, I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to...
Hello, sir.
I might talk to some comments that have been coming through, if that's okay
yes.
with you. Yes.
This is Isaac. He runs the show.
I
I could be his father.
Plenty of great stuff.
Look old and, yeah.
Plenty of great stuff coming through on YouTube. Lots of love for Dave, which is great to see.
Yep.
I'll chuck a couple of them up there for you.
Yeah, please. What else we got there?
And also on top of this, there's the idea from Tux that not only is there being low funding for Dave's organisation, but also the idea as well that school lunches are also being cut as well. It feels it was described here as good old spreadsheet governing, which
Yeah, it really is
a good way of describing it.
We're
Question
in Q4.
here.
We're in Q4.
Question here: will we get Mike King on the show? Mike King, being the person who
I spoke
founded
to
Gumbo Friday.
Yep. So I spoke to Mike the other day on a radio show that I'm doing. So, but we'll get Mike in here. He's at the moment he's on his bike riding around New Zealand on an electric motorbike going 50 k's an hour.
No, so
He's the man.
but then big one today as well. MB, he's a regular on the show here.
Yep.
He has super chatted us $20.
Whoa!
A small koha or gift on behalf of the YouTube regulars. So
Should
good
we go
on
get a
you,
feed?
MB.
Can we cash it in now?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I just don't even know how it works.
10 each?
Yeah, there you go. Easy.
What can we get for that? I'm going to give it to Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I can just say before, thanks, Isaac. If I can just say before we go, Dave's is a very personal plea, and he's a good mate of mine, and for him to appear like this tonight, He's upset. He's angry. He's frustrated, and he's worried that he can't keep this stuff going for people really in need. There's always money. Government always can find money. They've always got money. It's just a matter of priorities, And this whole austerity drive will just drive us further into a deeper recession. We can't afford it. Now, interest rates coming off, that's good. It's a good move, and we need more of that. I expect the Reserve Bank to go again as well, 0.5, maybe 0.75. If you're going to do this, they've read it wrong, so you might as well just keep cutting. But people need money. Businesses need capital, and I urge the government to build infrastructure, give jobs, spend money. It's an investment in infrastructure. And when it comes to people in social need, like the people that Dave looks after, they can't wait. They can't wait for another year while you make your mind up about funding. They need some guarantees and some commitments around funding. We can't just wake up every 2 weeks and wonder if we've got enough money. You don't work like that, and we can't work like that either. So please, let's take the politics out of this, take any of the personal aggro out of it, and just sit down with us and let's sort it out. I really, really would appreciate it. That is us. Thanks for tuning in to Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief Live with Estes Oil, the premium-made, New Zealand-made fish oil supplement backed by a study to support joint, heart and brain health. God, we need something for the brain, don't we? About Health have a $500 Pro Health Pack giveaway running all October. All the orders will go in the draw to win, and if you can use the code Duncan, that is moi, for 10% off and an extra entry as well, abouthealth.co.nz. Take as directed, read the label, About Health Auckland. You can call 0800 999 309 and they'll be standing by the phone waiting for you. Say you've just been with me, in my name, and you'll get the discount and you get the extra entry into their prize pack too. That's us. This will be available as a podcast on Rover shortly or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for all your feedback and your support. I'm Duncan at rover.nz. Thanks to my team, Isaac, who's basically CEO now, Forrester, who we've got him on a part-time contract. Yeah, part-time, but very, very, very valuable. And our man Lockie as well. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll do it again tomorrow. Remember, life's no dress rehearsal. There's no curtain raiser. We're living it. We're in it. This is it. It's one of the best places on earth. So get out and enjoy it and have a great rest of the day. Take care, folks.
That was Duncan Garner, Editor-in-Chief Live. Missed something on the live stream? Text Duncan to 3598 to listen back on the podcast. Want to get in touch? Call 0800 863 293.